No, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's a issue with the browser because my computer's working fine with my headphones. So I'm trying to figure out if it's like the site on my end or if it is specifically the browser or anything.
Smell can only hear me at the moment. I might just go check on her really quick. Y'all entertain. No pressure, but
entertainment.
So who remembers what happened last time?
Oh, are you coming to help me?
Remember fighting the monsters.
We fought the monsters, and Professor Utonium came out from.
I went to read.
Basically, long story short, this person in a lab coat was coming out of the parking lot towards us as everybody else was kind of dispersing away. And that's where we left off after the fight. So I'm assuming that's our Pokemon professor. It's just like, oh, you got your monster already. Dope.
Sorry?
I'm going to tell you.
Classic Pokemon.
You picked your starter. Yeah. Now you get to choose.
Wait, I don't remember a professor coming into this. Wait, what?
I'm assuming the person in the lab coat is going to be a professor of something. So
it's your
might as well. Yeah, our professor. Yeah,
it's true. So we explained that there was a big combat. Shadow creatures came out. Y'all beat up the big one. A lot of people got hurt along the way, including John, who got really hurt.
Especially John.
Just both of us.
Especially John.
I got beat up.
I feel like John and the guy that was on the beach both got beat up.
Beach guy.
Absolutely roasted.
No one couldn't even fight back. Like, come on.
Luke?
Oh, I know. That's the bad part about that. Yeah, but you guys did manage to kind of.
Well, also the person that's knocked out unconscious next to Silk.
Yeah, there's that guy too.
You did manage to fend off the creatures after taking out the big one. The rest faded away. However, Vern, right as they were fading, was able to kind of delve into some insights, figuring out that part of the reason they seem to have come is that they're very hungry, or that there's a hunger involved. I'm trying to remember the other thing that I gave y'all on top of that, because you asked two questions. One was why they were there.
I put it in the chat. I wrote it out when we were going through it.
Let's see.
Oh, what are they? Yeah. So you actually have all that detail about the squib, which for y'all, tonight I will be, for everybody in chat and who's watching the YouTube and all that, I'm going to be putting all that squib info in the Discord. So if y'all want to see that, it'll be available for you to go and check out. Too tired? You still need to join the Discord.
How have I not? Somebody send me an invite because I feel like I kind of.
Ironically,
it's only been
about 2 weeks.
What? How did I?
All good. We can deal with it later.
Yeah, that's for future me.
So at the very end, this person basically came out of this very nice vehicle. I think it was a sports car. We said we're saying it now. It's a sports car that they came out of. Kind of with a business attire, but with a lab coat over top. She's probably about 5'7", 5'8", heels on. She's at that height with her heels on. Walking with a very confident stride, has very slick, slender type of glasses, and is actually rushing to the person that is unconscious where the branch knocked them out. And is like,
oh, I was going to be rushing over there too.
We've lost Too Tired. I want to wait a second. We even lost Too Tired on the street, which I wasn't expecting. Okay. Yeah, y'all will probably be switching over to the shared stream function instead after this on Switch. Because this is
on Switch.
Unswitch a Twitch. Twitch a switch. Words are hard.
Twitchy switch.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we're starting basically there at this point. She's running over, and she is actually seeing you running over. Mana is saying, "Do you have a phone?"
I do. I also
go ahead
have
and call 911. Let's
med kit. A little bit.
Well, okay, that's great. You can give me that.
Just handing it to her while I call 911.
Yeah, and she's kind of immediately going to town on trying to help this person. She is aware that they're unconscious, so she's not trying to move their head or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mana probably has their level 1 first aid. So
yeah, what's everybody doing as this is kind of happening? Your creatures, your ethereals are there and still present. Yeah.
So it's probably just staying next to me because
I'm naturally asking mine if it knows anything about all of that.
I think Crunch looks over to you. It's like, what should I know about?
That's a good question.
The squibs, they, 2 days ago you weren't here, 2 days ago they weren't here, and now you're both here. You from the same place or
Y'all
something?
related?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at knowing things.
Oh,
It's okay, buddy.
Okay.
You don't have to know everything.
That's
It was
so
just
sad.
a question.
Okay. I'm sorry that I am apologizing about not knowing everything.
I'm sorry you're apologizing, bud.
Y'all letting me play like the perfect Canadian right now. Thank you, Paul, for giving me this opportunity.
Canadian Eeyore.
Oh, I love it.
So that's happening. I think also Swim and M is looking at you, John, and is like, we got whoa. Okay.
Hey, buddy, I'm a little worse for wear. But you're a sight for true sore eyes.
Sword eyes.
You're definitely looking sore there. I think Swim and M's kind of looking around at everybody. Should we stay or skedaddle?
Well,
I,
I kind of want to get my bearings here because there's clearly been, for one, I'm stoked to see that you're real, but also you're real. So we need to figure some things out clearly.
All right.
Do you have any idea about what's going on here?
Very bad.
I'll actually
Oh,
say
is he
for both Crunch
echoing?
and Swim and M, you can make mind checks. And yeah, Sharky, you are echoing just a little bit.
I think you're echoing because our doors are open and you can hear him through my mic.
Gotcha.
So you might want to close your door. Or I
Okay,
can
Doc.
But the cats might scream.
Bye, guys.
Let's see if that helps.
There we go.
So yeah, both Swim and M and Crunch can make mind checks. See,
Is that a logic?
or
Yeah.
well, no, it'll be under their stat sheet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So brains.
Brains. Thank you, not mind. Brains.
Close enough.
He got no clue.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, I'm
Swim and M's just like,
Doctor
I
Who.
don't know. Ooh. Okay, so we'll take that first roll for brains. At least
sorry.
some dice are
That's
showing
a
up on
6.
screen right now.
I'm joking. I know
So,
we're not in combat.
2
One of the 6s doesn't count.
2 is pretty good. I think Crunch goes, I mean, we did show up at the same time, I guess. I can't say for certain if we came at the. By the way, it's a very gravelly voice. Like, imagine kind of like gravel also is constantly being churned as he's talking. Kind of has that effect to it.
Sort of like when a cat's just like
Purring, kind of.
Yeah. Just constant.
like little growl.
That low growl.
I mean, Vern, yeah, I think Vern, it makes sense.
Yes, that one. Hmm.
I'm glad you're really
So where did you
smart,
come
Vern.
from then?
Probably the same place, I think. He kind of like shrugs his shoulders because he's a quadruped, right? So he kind of shrugs his shoulders and
Mhm.
is like, I don't know. I'm just going to quickly show Crunch on stream just for anybody that hasn't seen Crunch before.
A good visual. Just
Crunch, do you remember anything before you met me?
I remember the dream place. Yeah.
Was that a dream for you too?
Well, you thought it was a dream, so I thought it was.
Okay.
That opens so many questions now.
I kind of look over at Asta, and I'm still in a state of shock. Like it's
Also
like
kind
that
of got the gloves up, like,
yes.
I can take more. I can take more.
The adrenaline's up for him. I'm out of the adrenaline, and I just realized we got in a fight, and he's still there, and I'm just kind of like in shock. And I turn around and I ask, you can calm down. I don't think there's anything left.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
But if you need me,
How are
if you
you-
need me, I've got you.
I really appreciate that. Thank
Okay.
you. How are you here? I think that's a better thing.
You can roll brains check for
Brains.
Asta if you'd like.
I don't know if he got a lot of brains. I don't know.
I don't brain,
oh,
I punch.
How? Okay, there.
Can I make a little note that when I called the ambulance, I did say there was a couple other people that seemed to
Yep,
be injured.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
there's more than one that comes, and then hopefully somebody can help with John too.
Am I ambulance beat up, or am I just like a
No,
little
you
sore?
No,
are-
but like the
you're
medical
bruised.
professionals will probably
You're-
want to look
You're
at
definitely
you.
bruised, but no. Ooh, okay, 2 brains.
Yeah. 2 brains.
Make one.
Do I have a concussion?
Well, sorry, what was the question exactly for Asta? It was, how are you here?
Yes. How are you guys here right now?
I think Asta's gonna take a moment, like, and he's still got his hands up a little bit. I think he looks at your book.
Yeah.
I think it probably has to do with that, and like,
This here?
I mean, my guess, and you've probably guessed this already, because you and I, we're like
In sync. Wait.
in sync.
I'm in sync with you? You?
I
No
mean,
offense. No offense. Never mind.
You?
You? Me?
You?
Like,
I think Asta takes a moment to be like, maybe address that later.
Well, I'm not there, but I do remember that they came, like they know our memories, so they might understand the thought process there.
Yeah.
they, yeah.
I mean, I think we're all really interconnected, but I think there's also another
Differences.
piece to all this that I don't quite understand totally, but I think the book has to do with it. Does that help?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
It helps a little. No, maybe it does. I can't decide. So I'm just like sitting there flipping through the book, and I'm sitting down, and I'm assuming like Asta also sits down, and he's just like
Oh,
like scratching his little head.
yeah, I think he's just there kind of sitting down like, I don't know. We're going to go over to the injured person. Manus just called the ambulance. Are all you kids okay? That's the lady that y'all saw come running out to.
I mean, John got a little bit of injury.
I'm
He's
okay.
There's a few others.
Just a little winded.
Okay. I will just
we're
make sure the
mostly
ambulance.
okay.
Hey bud. Hey bud. Kind of yelling at John. Can
John is his name.
Can you sit down?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, probably best
I'm not sure
to
how
stand
good
up
my
with those
insurance
injuries
is.
there.
It's a fantasy world. Fantasy world. We don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
We're speaking on healthcare now. Mm, that's the real enemy.
Look, we're going to just assume in this part of the world, that is the North America part, it is free healthcare.
I'll say I
Mm.
didn't see him get struck in the head, so I don't think he has a concussion or anything.
Yeah.
So
I was smacked by a few like I guess like sticks, just a few bruising here and there. I'm sure I'll be fine.
yeah, you do
Some
have a dual
sticks.
memory of that. You know what really happened, but you
I
also,
also know
the
they
story
can't
that you
see
can
any
get.
of this, so I'm not gonna be sent to a
Yeah.
psych ward.
Absolutely.
And there's
So,
also somebody
like-
that was on the beach that was having a really rough time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just wait. I think at this point it's just waiting, and she'll say, "Do you kids
I didn't leave the injured person alone.
Okay.
Not until there's ambulance here, because I can keep an eye on them.
Okay.
So if she goes over to talk to them, that's
Is
fine.
there anything anybody wants to do in this time? It'll probably take about 5 minutes for the ambulance to get there.
I probably absentmindedly gave my
wanna-
book to Silk, so I don't know if it looks like it's floating there or anything.
I do
I
want to
want
see.
to check
I
on
am.
Crunch.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's start with John, and then we'll go over to Vern. So, John.
Okay, I was gonna say like I'm thinking like because this whole thing just like blew up in a whole can of worms as far as like all this being real.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this book that we had that brought Swim here, to see like if I see anything about like if it explains any of this, if it explains like our connection, if it explains like what he is.
You do. So there's a couple of things when you're looking at the book. And y'all can observe this with your books as well at some point. You'll see this. First of all, you have details about the squib now, those basic creatures. And you know that they seem to be referred to as a part of a larger group of creatures known as Custodians.
Okay.
The other thing, as you're kind of flipping through the book, is you see Swim in there. And there's details about, it seems like an elemental affinity that Swim has, which is water, in your case. As well as like, as you're reading, it basically gives, you're not seeing stats or anything, right? But you're able to inquire basically all the information you know about Swim, because you all know, you all have the info about your creature.
I gotta read the guide.
Yeah. The last thing is at the, would anybody have their bookmarks right now?
Yeah, mine's wrapped around my arm
Okay.
I think mine would have been
as
in
like a
my
bracelet
book.
of castles.
So for Iris in particular, and John, you'll notice this from Iris. Iris, your bookmark, the little lacing on it kind of points up, and depending on who you're thinking about in a moment of your companions, that lace changes color and points to them.
Oh.
So, for example, with John, it'll be blue. For Vern, it's a brown, and for Mana, it's kind of a purple, a dark purple.
Okay.
And y'all can kind of pick up that, oh, this is it. The book is allowing us to kind of know where each other are.
It's complex.
Find each other.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're gonna go over to
We are
Vern.
linked.
Vern, what did you want to do?
I want to look in my book and see if there's anything about like health or healing our fledglings, our ethereals in the book.
So your ethereals are at basic level. You know that much. You don't know that that's a thing, but you know that's out of character. You guys know that. There isn't too much information yet. Like I said to John, you kind of know elemental affinity, so Crunch has Earth as affinity. You know, you're basically able to figure out that Crunch is very strong. Not just strong, but strong, because you built Crunch that way, you mad lass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, there's not too much else that you can figure out at this point that everybody else has already kind of gotten and gleamed from it.
Gotcha. Can I ask Crunch if, like, are you okay? It looked like you took a couple of hard hits there.
Oh yeah. I'm fine.
You sure?
Pretty
Because you're
sure.
missing like a little chunk there. Like you got chipped.
Kind of tries to
Oh.
look up, but because he's basically ahead, he turns around.
You've
Trying to see it.
also seen Manny use their thing to help them before.
Yeah.
So.
But I think Crunch did lose some HP last time. I don't know how much, but
Crunch lost 7 of
helps
his
a little bit.
17 HP.
so yeah, he's
A
decent.
chunk. A chunk.
He's at like half health. He's or near
Oh.
about.
Up to you. Do you think Crunch feel like how much do you think Crunch actually
No.
feels this kind of stuff?
I don't think he would be aware of it, and I don't think he would complain about it, but I do think it would be visible.
Okay. That
Like I'm
sounds good.
imagining like he's missing a little chip right now.
Yeah, I think Crunch is like, I think it'll be fine. I just need to sleep.
Okay. Well, what
Yeah, just sleep
you
this
want to
off.
take like a little nap right here? And I like hold open one of my jacket pockets.
Oh, Crunch is huge, by
Yeah.
the way. Like,
Oh, is he?
yeah, they're not in
I
their
thought they were,
fledgling form.
like-
They're in their basic form.
Yeah.
And
he's
Crunch
like,
is basically up to your
Oh, so
waist.
he's like.
Oh,
Crunch
Oh.
is gigantic.
would not fit.
So when you're talking about throwing Crunch,
Oh.
good luck.
Yeah, Crunch is a big boy.
Super strong, Vern.
Right? Lord.
No, Crunch is your
I-
ATV. You hop on Crunch.
I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then I'll just start kind of like petting him, trying to lull him into sleep and make him feel safe.
I think he's just getting tired, and like the shine in his eyes kind of just goes dull because they're crystal eyes, right?
Yeah.
So
No
It's just like-
lids.
that seems to be how you can tell that he's sleeping. Probably.
Oh,
It's not
perhaps.
super
Okay.
clear.
For
At
some
this,
reason,
sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, for some reason, I feel like a way to heal Crunch is to just literally throw dirt on him and just pack it in to
Just-
get
just
rid of the
sandcastle
Literally
him.
chip.
rub some dirt on it.
Sandcastle.
Yes. Just kind of,
I do start like
Right,
subtly
um,
filling in the divot a little bit, like while I'm, I'm a messy kid.
Okay.
There's mud around in the puddles.
At this point, the ambulance has arrived. There's firefighters as well. So emergency responders are on scene to kind of start taking care of everybody. John, you're checked out quickly. You don't seem to have too much. So the kind of a female responder just goes, okay, you seem okay. Just take it careful. And it kind of like any scratches gives you bandages and washes it. So take
Like any
get
healing from that?
2
too?
stamina back.
Okay. Cool. I'm at 5.
yeah. That's something.
I grow a tooth back.
So typically the way that resting happens in this is y'all have to intentionally rest for like half a day, basically, to get proper healing happening.
sense.
It's not quite D&D where you can take an hour. You gotta take a bit more time. Except for your Animon, which I think actually right after a combat, it's take a breath and they regain a certain amount of HP. Double
Cool.
check that really quick in the rules here. In the meantime, are any of you kind of speaking with the first responders or anything?
I am.
Okay.
Because I was with the unconscious guy, and then I'll just let them know what I saw about like the other people and their injuries.
Okay, so we'll just be careful. They're kind of loading him up onto a stretcher, making sure his head's not moving or anything
Yeah.
like that.
I tell them what happened. Tell
person-
them what the other lady did to assist him and stuff like that.
Yeah, sand guy is getting treated for his eyes and all that jazz.
Oh,
Luke's being helped.
There's sand everywhere. He's actually being a real baby about it.
Oh,
I hate sand. It's coarse and sorry. It's just
this
Anakin
is-
in the corner.
Oh no.
Anakin, that's the name.
Yep. I love him.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly. Where the heck is it? There's catching your breath. There we go. So your Animon regain HP equal to 1 plus their heart score right now. So if your Animon lost any HP last battle, that's
Nope.
they gained some.
I did, but so couldn't.
Unscathed.
And bond points are during a rest as well, right?
Yeah. So at this point, Madison's gonna come up to y'all.
Who?
Sorry, you don't know this character yet. My bad.
Unless they have a
But
name
what's her name?
tag.
They don't have a name tag. I thought that would be really funny when you said it, but no, they don't have a name tag. This character.
I
Uh,
see you
Looks like a
considering it. You're like,
Madison.
Unless she introduced herself to me when we were
So,
helping the dude. But
Yeah, I think. Sorry, Miss. What's your name again?
Mana.
Mana, it's a pleasure. My name's Madison.
Nice to meet you.
Thank goodness you were here to help out. Do you mind if I speak with you and all your friends for a bit?
Sure.
She's actually going to kind of direct you over to a bit more of a private area with some of the bushes and everything. So,
Are you
You
not
know-
associated with the health professionals? Because I did give them a full report of what happened already.
oh no, I'm not. No, I'm actually I'm a bit of a, I guess you could call me a researcher.
Hmm.
Investor, it's kind of A and B, but we're not going to get too much into that right now. Do y'all mind telling me what exactly happened?
I will
With all
repeat
this?
what I told to the professionals,
So
which
be
is all the
clear.
mundane stuff. Nothing to
so
do with the ethereals
lightning.
or anything.
Okay.
The lightning, the weird wind, branches falling.
I want you all to roll a reflex for me. You're
Okay.
all aiming for a 3+, and I'll tell you what happens if you get a 3 or higher.
Reflex.
Oh.
That's us as characters.
I just realized that I'm kind of hurt too. I forgot completely. I'm at a
Cool.
6.
Close.
Do we have any
Let's
kind of
see.
bonus?
So I will clarify the reason that Mana's not divulging
Not
this
in this case. You
information-
won't have a bonus to this
Yeah.
reflex test.
Okay.
The reason Mana's not divulging this information is probably they would have told the rest of the group just before talking to this person once we have a moment alone is like, last time we talked first, we got abandoned.
Okay.
So they should bring up the weird shit first.
Right.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
There's a couple 6s and all that.
So after
Yeah,
It's not
you're
combat,
welcome.
unfortunately.
after kind of discussing all the information, she'll kind of look at y'all and say, "So, nothing strange or anything like that out of the ordinary."
What would you mean?
I mean,
Well-
that storm kind of came out of nowhere, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's what I was
Mhm.
going to say. There's been a
Good
lot of
point,
strange
too.
occurrences lately. So,
Wind?
Really? What kind of strange
It
occurrences?
was really dark?
well, there was what was it? I think there was that pothole that happened. Not the pothole, like the sinkhole that happened over there on
The
6th
building that
Ave.
collapsed.
The building that collapsed in a bit. It's been kind of a wreck lately in town. If you haven't, do you
Sounds like
kids keep up
all
with the news?
Yeah.
lack of funding in the government there, but
Well-
if it's a pothole, I'm just kind of
it's a-
mumbling
it's a-
and I'm
it's a-
trying to stay quiet
It's a
because I'm trying to
sinkhole, yeah.
I'm trying to watch her to see if she is
Notices
looking
our
at
creatures.
any of the creatures.
You know what? With that,
Yeah.
and
Beth would like to know
I
that too.
will. Just because you said, oh, you rolled logic. I need you to roll.
Like
reflex.
as I'm talking to her, I want to like
Reflex, yes,
walk
that's my
around
bad.
Silk behind them, just kind of like avoiding
Mm,
something,
no.
but ain't
Okay.
gonna.
Dang.
Unfortunately, that's too low. You're not quite noticing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Can I roll, or am I too invested in the conversation?
You're invested at the moment, but she'll say, okay, so no, like, there's been reports of weird creatures lately
Can I-
around town.
Like, where's Silk? Is Silk next to me?
Silk's where you want Silk to be.
Okay. Well, I think Silk is probably like kind of behind me. I'll just walk as if I am avoiding Silk to stand behind them. Not sure.
Okay.
Just a way to like show her like if she can see Silk, but like not
Yeah.
giving any like start of thing, but like moving as if I can see this thing.
Can I
Right.
give like eye signals to Asta? Just to kind of like,
Yeah, you're all connected enough.
just kind of like,
Asta will kind of be like,
Puncher.
no. He doesn't punch his way through everything. Just
well, I
no
was gonna
kick.
say, I don't think
Like
this
there's
is the
been more
appropriate time to like
birds
take a
around
fight.
lately.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would it be agility or brains for him to notice?
I'll tell you all this right now, just before you keep going with this.
Okay, I was
Uh,
gonna try something.
So Madison's gonna look at y'all and say, so you don't know about these figures around y'all, do you?
Would you like to describe some?
One looks like a big rock. One's kind of a two-legged shark thing. One's
So what do you know about these things?
well, so you do see them. That's good confirmation.
This is Silk.
Okay. Pleasure Silk. Silk's gonna be like, do you think Silk would trust them in this case?
Silk's stubborn like I am.
Yeah, I don't think Silk says trusting. Just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Hi. And then a
I'd
standing
be
cat.
curious. But...
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's just say I'm a part of an organization that's really dedicated to figuring out the problem with these Chthonians.
Okay, so you're not just gonna up and leave like the other one did?
Sorry?
I will fill her in about the dream thing and about this dude that fucking abandoned us as soon as we said anything about these things
Okay.
and
They
everything.
just went like,
I feel
'Cause,
like that's gonna
she
be a
said the
whole
fucking Custodian,
other.
so it's like, yeah, if you're not, then
Yeah.
I'll fill her in because I
Um,
don't fucking know.
Oh, wow. So that's unique.
That's why we were cautious because as soon as we said something last time, we got abandoned in a fucking dream world and we didn't know what was going on.
Also, I don't want
Also-
to go to a psych ward.
So
Yeah,
you've
that's
all,
preferable.
you've all had your awakening, it sounds like. That's interesting.
oh, is that what this is?
Well, it's unique because it doesn't usually happen all at the same time. Huh. Okay. Huh.
So, could you elaborate on awakening? Is it something
Yeah.
anybody can do? Like,
Is this
Mhm.
different
I-
from this week?
okay.
will my mom
Or
be
is it
able
just-
to crunch if I bring him
Mhm.
home?
No. First of all, nobody else can see any of your creatures. I have an exception to this because of these, and she kind of pulls her glasses off.
Cool.
You make glasses for it.
This was a pretty hefty investment in order to kind of start studying these creatures more up closely. Puts them back on.
Can I
And
see
you
him?
do tell,
Mhm.
like, when she takes the glasses off, if Silk moves, she does not track that at all.
Okay.
Right? She
Mhm.
cannot see your creatures with the glasses off.
Can we
um,
see any reflection in her glasses? Like, are they tinted at all?
They're just regular, like, reading glasses, basically, they look like.
Oh.
Dang.
You get the
Nice.
sense that, like, they're not magical because they're a bit
Mhm.
thicker around the brims. So probably some sort of tech is involved in this.
Interesting.
Like a projection overlay.
Can I see
thing?
those? And I
No.
reach for them.
Back. Yeah.
Probably not a good idea.
These are worth more than your house. No.
Okay, it was just a question.
Look, this is the only pair that's in existence. So
Fair,
I can't just let
fair.
anybody touch them.
So is it a prototype? Are you
I could
guys
clean 'em
planning
for
to make
you.
Contacts?
Do not touch my glasses. They're yeah, they're kind of advanced prototype. They've gone beyond their alpha phase. at this point. They tend to work most of the time. Anyway, my
Mhm.
point being is you're fine with your creatures. I do want to explain more, but for now, I think it's important that I get all of you kids to the lab at some point here. But I think you
The
need to rest.
lab.
I think your parents are going to worry about you. And she takes out a card.
Yeah, John was kind of front row in that.
So this card has a logo on it. Unfortunately, stream, I did not prepare this ahead of time. My bad. It will be in the YouTube video, but it is an image of basically an emblem with a owl on the center. One eye is spiraled and one eye is regular, and then there is a full moon and crescent moon underneath the wings.
Let's take a
So-
picture of the cards.
Gives each of you them. So
I don't take the card. I take a picture of the card because, like,
I mean, that's smart.
digital.
If
Yeah,
y'all want to
like-
come down to the paper trail, and we'll talk more about it. Probably, it's kind of later in the evening. She wants to let y'all rest a little bit. Just come by later on, and probably tomorrow sometime, whenever you're available. Springtime, but it was kind of long weekend coming up. So today was Friday. So
So
tomorrow
we get the
Saturday
whole
for now.
weekend.
Yeah.
Cool. I was
find
gonna
a time that
ask,
works.
with my character being the way they are, would they have known anything about this research facility? Does it have a reputation of it being just like a front to anything else?
You've heard rumors, I
Rumors.
think.
Mm-hmm.
So the paper trail is a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always people coming in and out of there, going to the coffee shops and talking about all sorts of like science jargon that's like all about like
The wall.
hypothetical physics and
Oh, so it's an
like, it's
academic
kind of-
bookstore?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like advanced stuff, but the bookstore looks like it's one of those books.
Cozy.
I don't know if you've ever been in a bookstore where the books are just stacked up all on each other
Oh,
and
God,
everything
one of
like that.
those.
It's one of those kind of bookstores.
Interesting. So it's like it's got its own system
Yeah.
for organization.
100%.
It's somehow uncomfortable and stagnant, but also kind of cozy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And based on the card, we have the location too, right?
Yes. Yeah. It has the
But we can
address.
finally go for answers.
Y'all
Somewhat.
know, Iris, it's actually one of the spots that you marked in
Mhm.
town. So it's that location. It's kind of
Remember
middle
that.
of town near where Iris lives.
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Where do you all want to go at this point? What do you
First make a group chat.
That's actually smart.
That's
That's a
very
really
good.
good idea.
Let's make a group chat so we can decide on a time. And
Is it on Discord?
I was gonna say we
I
should
don't know what
totally have an
Discord is.
RP Discord for this, so we can screenshot it and it be our characters.
That's so good.
we can do
Okay, but we
that.
need to come up with a good group chat name.
Wait,
I
are
think-
we making
wasn't
a
Discord
Discord
supposed to be called
separate for
Wyvern
Reverie?
beforehand?
A Discord for the Discord.
We're in it. Chase isn't.
The
Oh,
layers.
that's
of
so
that.
funny. Okay. So yeah, you're all kind of getting this all set up. Do you all head home?
Can we
Or the-
can we make our profile pictures just pictures of random like dirts or trees or something? Like we can see our creatures in it, but like everybody who looks at it would be like,
Oh.
"What the fuck?"
Why they take a picture of this wall? Like,
Wait,
what's
have you taken pictures of your creatures?
Now you
That's
go
a good
doing it now.
question.
We haven't.
Yes.
We will now. Like as soon as we get this idea, and we're all standing around with our phones.
Our phones
yeah.
aren't working in the dream world. They're working now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
First, we're gonna see what
Um,
works and what doesn't.
You take a picture. None of you can see your creatures in the picture.
What if I let
No.
Ostar take his selfie with it? Can he hold the phone?
Yeah. So like this.
Yeah. And maybe a better angle. There you go.
Clicks it. Shows it to you. It's not a selfie because he's accidentally clicked the function to put it on the other side of the camera.
Good job, bud. Good job, bud.
Is that
Does
how
a
you do
random
it?
person just see a floating
Um,
phone?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
No.
All of these are good questions.
So
Look at us
There,
levitate
I
things.
drape
Look
my
how
arm back
famous we're
over
gonna be.
Crunch, and we take one together. And so
Ooh.
I'm just standing here exactly like this in
Okay.
mine, like it's a selfie of the two of us.
So a couple of things
Except he's not
I'll
here in the
address
picture,
then.
but I know he's there.
First of all, doesn't seem like you've given your phone to Asa. Basically, it still seems like you have your phone to the average person. For all of you, you can definitely tell you have, but
Mhm.
for the average person, you still have your phone.
Interesting.
Weird.
Huh.
It's like an alternate
Oh yeah,
reality.
What
it's
if- what if
bizarre how this
Vern-
works. It is literally a weird mind trick of
Mhm.
like it makes people
It just shows
reevaluate
you
their
whatever you
senses,
should
and
see.
it's almost like it's so brain breaking for somebody to see what y'all are seeing that they just can't understand that, so their brain has to rationalize a new reality.
There's a
So if
theory
Vern,
about this.
just like rides on the back of Crunch, are they just?
Mhm.
Are they just?
They're just walking.
Okay.
I was going to say there's a whole theory about this where if we saw some eldritch horror, our brain will sub it for whatever makes the most sense to them. So we actually have something like this in our side campaign that's kind of like everybody else sees a dragon, but I can actually see it, and it's definitely not a dragon.
Yeah.
So
It's very much along that lines for
Mhm.
sure. Obviously, it's not eldritch horror. This isn't a horrifying thing, but it is definitely a thing beyond comprehension
Mhm.
for a lot of people.
Doesn't
Um,
compute, so they sub it for something else.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, photos don't have your Animon in it, and actually, Madison will answer this all for you quickly.
Yeah, we probably would have asked her these questions as well.
So
and stuff.
she's going to answer more questions, but not until later on, and she does tell you
Yes.
that.
But like we need to worry about the safety of our creatures.
Yeah. She'll say,
You're right.
so yeah, regular cameras don't typically tend to catch any of these creatures. I have had kind of special relay system that kind of takes a picture, reevaluates it, and then creates an artificial image for me into my software that I can kind of just see at the top above. Thank you, Beatrice, for being Asta for us right there.
Love
You're
it.
gonna-
So yeah, she's just spouting a bunch of science jargon as well. Like
I
you
get
can
part
spread
of
root
it.
of 75 to the power of like just going on.
That
Just
part is
imagine-
me.
I imagine
that part of it.
Ostar like hearing this, and that's what Beatrice is doing. It's just like all this like science stuff, and he's just like, meh.
Oh, right. Okay. So actually, no, she can't hear your creatures.
Oh,
That's a
she can
very
only
important
see
distinction.
them.
She can only see them.
Hmm.
So she's
I
not
love
hearing
it.
the meowing or anything like that. The rest of you are. So she's just keeping going on without realizing that
Yeah, I
there's been
start
a
looking for
disruption.
Crunch's ears and covering them so we can sleep peacefully.
Okay. I'll see you kids tomorrow if you want to come by. Okay. Just take care of yourselves. Get some rest. Okay. And she's going to go back to her car and head out.
Have I
Ostar, it's
seen your
just
car
meh.
around before?
Yeah, you've seen her car around.
Well, I guess it's sports car. It's hard to not notice
Yeah.
in a small town, eh?
If y'all want to make a, what would this be? Do you have a mind check or something? What are your 3 checks? There's spirit, reflex, logic. Make logic rolls if you would like to know.
Oh, why is that?
Is that
I'll say that a 2's high enough. This isn't like a crazy hard thing to know. She's a well-known businesswoman in the area. Probably more of an entrepreneur, if anything. Kind of moved into town probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
So she's been around, but not long. Poor bird. You also do know that she has been involved with some of the more recent developments, which are like the beach houses that have been being developed just up near the shore line. So she's obviously wealthy, but she's also been known to be an innovator as well and releasing new kind of just Steve Jobs very much a Steve Jobs kind of figure as well.
She's a mad scientist doctor.
Yeah.
Big ideas.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, but probably not as rich. Not quite that level, but definitely up there.
Baby level.
Small town rich.
Steven
Yeah.
works.
What would you all like to do?
Whoa! That was close.
Big buddy.
Are y'all hungry? Do y'all get hungry?
That is
I
a
could
good
go for a bite.
question.
Swim's like, yeah, food would be great.
I'm hungry after that.
Oh, Beatrice. She looks so upset. He's spaghetti in there.
She can't struggle out of this one. She pulls backwards to try to get out of things, so she
She's
can't
like-
go anywhere.
Where do I go? What do I do? Oh.
So, yeah, you all go. Are you going to the mall? There's a bunch of different. There's like a whole cafeteria type area if you want. It's short distance.
Are we going to a mall?
I don't know. Do y'all want to go to
My
the mall?
inner
Or do you
voice
wanna-
tells me the mall.
Yeah,
You
right.
want to go? There's restaurants as well.
Would food heal us at all? Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize that I was
Food
kind of hurting.
plus a rest will help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of those, the whole ambulance just went on by. I was sitting there reading and I got back up and I was like,
Ow.
I sprained my ankle.
Oh, they would have come over to
Wait!
check on you. Take 2
Okay.
stamina as well.
Okay. Cool.
wouldn't have
Cool
been-
beans. I
None of you would have
appreciate
been
that.
left untreated if there was injuries.
Oh.
I'll say that.
I was
So
too
whoever
busy
got treated
reading.
got 2.
Yeah, whoever had treatments done gets 2 stamina
Yeah.
back.
I got a
full
little bit
then.
more pep to my step. I'm
Yeah.
down for some food.
Yeah. So y'all go to the mall.
Sure.
What are y'all getting? What's your flavor? What's your?
That is a good question.
I'm getting a
Pizza,
burger for me
fries.
and Swim.
Huh?
A burger.
Burger? Are you ordering an extra?
You have a mighty hunger.
He's a teenager. Nobody's gonna question.
They're not
it.
going to question
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
You have
not.
any preferential food interests?
They're gonna question
Which?
that.
I mean, well, no, because they don't see that as that happening, right? Something.
He's
different.
not talking
Could
to
you
just
say-
nothing.
No,
Yeah.
no, that people don't interpret that except for the 4 of you, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I feel like he's
Um,
just gonna like look like he was talking
And,
to like,
and
one of us and
Madison
we're not
could
responding.
see that you were talking to them, but couldn't hear them talking back, right? So he's just gonna go, oh man, I like seafood. Huh.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a big predator.
That that tracks. That tracks. You know what? We'll get a cheeseburger and a fish fillet. There we go.
So yeah, you get that.
Ew.
Vern would start at
Fish and chips
the
and a salad
Salad.
with fish and chips and,
And
a
fish and
salad,
chips.
and
Okay.
then whatever Silk wants on top of that. I don't know. Probably
Bugs.
the same.
I am
What
probably.
crustaceans are.
Okay, let's go Vern and then Iris. Vern?
Okay.
all right.
All right.
I would run around with Crunch to all of the people offering free samples and take several and offer them to him and try some myself.
I think Crunch is
and
very
then-
much a leafy type of boy. He likes his leafy greens.
All right. Very cool. Good for Crunch. I, however, am going for the messiest cheese fry situation that
Perfect.
is offered at anywhere. Poutine, except I want like everything that can possibly be added on top of it, like the mother of all messy fry platters,
That's
and
so good.
a
Throw on that bacon.
milkshake supreme, like the most sugar loaded, chocolate drizzled not pistachio cherries. What are they called? Maraschino cherries.
Marshmallows.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. We're going ham.
Whatever,
Important
like
question.
sweet Sunday thing.
Important question. You said everything on your fries thing, including spicy? Or do you know
Mm.
if it's on there?
Vern will probably just say yes, and then when it gets there, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Iris. What are you getting?
I am probably gonna go. I feel like this would be Iris's guilty pleasure, but she really loves spicy foods. So she's gonna go to like a Panda Express-esque place. And I feel like Ostar is gonna be like, yes, yes. Because he's all fire. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
all for it.
For everybody else that's here, it just looks like a bunch of teenagers came in and got double-sized meals and are just going ham.
And a barely teenager is with
But
them.
I
So
will
it seems like they're being taken care of.
Yeah, where Swim is basically 2 bites and he's done his meal. Like his jaw is just capable.
Bless you.
Where on the opposite end, you've got Silk, who's just like just like chewing through it very quickly, back and forth. Crunch, it's a similar thing, but his is a very slow process. So he's like,
He eats
Like
it all
a
at once,
llama.
but it takes him a while.
Oh,
to
yeah.
chew.
Right, it's
Yeah.
one long bite.
one long
Yeah.
bite. And Asta just is the most normal of your creatures. But once in a while, it's like, just cleans us.
I feel like he would be messy enough to where it's like on his face, but then he's also trying to clean it
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That
Well,
cat
he's like,
thing
"Oh."
where they like splay the toe beans to lick between.
Oh,
Yes. Side note, Asta, that is his favorite thing to do. He always splays the beans. He has to clean them all the time.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, it was even in that picture you sent me. They were just like in his sleep.
Slaying the beans.
Just all the back ones are like.
So
Mhm.
y'all get meals. Do we want to just fast forward if there's nothing in particular y'all want to converse about? I do want to give you the opportunity to do any conversing or reflecting you want to do, but I'm also more than happy fast forwarding.
Probably take a full documentation of what happened today and in the dream. So anybody who wants to add anything to it, they can. But we could just say I did it and did some little sketches of some things.
Okay.
Yeah,
in
I could see that.
in my art book.
I'm definitely notating everything that we kind of.
Yeah, if you want to do the notes, I'll do the description.
Yeah, and then we could
descriptions of
smash it
things.
together.
Yeah,
means
because
the
if we're gonna
demon
talk
bus
to
was
the
real.
person,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
So do you think we can use this as an excuse to not have to do this project? I asked John.
No, you can't.
We're like
Do
saving
your
the world
homework.
or something.
Do you want
Yeah,
to do
saving the
this
world's got to
tomorrow,
have some extra credit points.
Vern, do you want to
I
go
agree.
to this thing tomorrow to talk to these people about the spooky stuff?
What?
I'm
What?
sorry, I
You want to
couldn't
go
hear.
to? Do you want to go to the paper trail tomorrow to talk to people about the spooky stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, it's right around the corner.
So we
It
all want
wouldn't
to
be a
go do this.
question. I want to find out more. I want to know if there's more people like us, especially here, if it is apparently such a big issue from what she was making it.
Yeah. Well, it has also caused us literal pain and grief so far. So
I
it
mean,
Yeah.
might continue
Sil-
happening.
Silk's
Silk's
gonna
last
tune
year.
in on that
Guys.
and say like, "But you met us." It's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, I'm just saying like.
Oh,
Of course, we met all
Okay.
of you, which is really cool and would be great to learn more about too. But if the reason that the lightning strike happened there was because we were there, these things might keep coming, and knowing how to deal
I don't-
with this would be good, right?
That's a good
Mhm.
point. Okay. Yeah.
I just
and
had a
learning more
realization.
about
what?
What if we take what if we do a report on the history of weird phenomena that have occurred in this town?
You know what? That is quite valid. Better study up tomorrow.
We're gonna
It
learn some
Sounds
stuff
like you're gonna have to
tomorrow.
come with us.
Hey!
All right.
Okay.
so at least you have the long weekend.
Like
to
what
do
actually happened, but why are we
report.
telling people?
We're gonna fast forward. You all get a night's rest. You're all fully healed at this point from that.
Hey!
Same
Woo! Including
with your
our
Animon.
creatures.
Yeah, your creatures are also fully healed.
And bond points or just health?
I believe you only regenerate 1 bond point per rest like this. So just take 1 for now, and we'll review it after session and see
Okay.
if that needs to change.
Sounds good.
So y'all get
Gain
your
one
rest.
bond point, you said?
Yeah, just take 1 bond point.
Yeah, well, if we're not going to need it this session, if we're not doing combat, then we can.
Also, I would like to take a quick side note. This will have to be cut out from the YouTube, but Fedora, no chili Litos. Absolutely not. Get them out of here. Anyway, that's a side note. That's a personal grudge I have. We can move on.
That sounds
Oh, is that
good,
the chili burrito thing?
I will talk about this to y'all after session if you want.
That's the
The
thing
whole
that you
thing.
mentioned.
I'm
to me.
so hungry right now. That sounds so good.
Okay, so you're all at the paper trail. See the same logo of the owl with one spiral eye, one normal eye, and the 2 moons. And I'm assuming y'all go in.
I'm
I'm sorry, I
preparing
have
myself.
the image of like me going there with my e-bike and having like the grocery like thing on the back of the bike and Silk just hanging out in the back.
Just like, I think that'd be so cute, like a little puppy.
Yeah, we set a time and then we arrive.
Okay,
Hi.
so I think you're all.
I guess they're. At this
I'm
point,
gonna
I guess
assume
they're
it's
just
around
kind of like
12.
permanently with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're with you. Your creatures are just with you.
Yeah.
I think.
Depends on whenever
for...
Vern gets up. Like I've been up
Well,
for
Vern
hours.
sleeps outside. I'm almost positive about that.
Did Vern just sleep at the
Oh, yeah.
location?
Well, no, I think sometimes
I think I have like a
most
hammock
of the
situation in some nice place that I've set up.
My hammock?
Someone's yard somewhere.
Oh,
Her
we
yard.
have
an
tried to stop
outdoor
it,
Their
but it's been a
yard.
problem.
Seat.
Plot
Yeah.
twist.
I will say, Crunch kind of cuddles in once in a while on you, and he's really heavy, so you kind of have to like once in a while push him off a little bit.
Tails.
Me with Dio.
We'll train him to be a little spoon with time.
Oh.
Tails, this is what I have to deal with you. Okay.
I might be heavy. We're not going to talk about it.
Dio, right here. That's what I have to deal with. This 25-pound
Oh,
behemoth. My feet are asleep right now, so my
I get
whole
that too.
legs
Mine's
are.
over there waiting
So
for food though.
Asta just is full on cat cuddles.
Yeah.
100% during the night.
Just the imagine like
John?
a 3-foot tall like
I
purring
think-
behemoth.
Am I spooning my shark?
No, I think you and Swim have a bit of a conversation. Like he's like, I really prefer what? Is that?
Do you
Is there a
just
way
put
we
him
can
in the
do that?
bathtub?
I mean, I literally like have like a whole fishery around here. I'm sure I have a sizable like
tank.
aquarium.
You could
Yeah,
just
well,
turn-
there's a.
yeah.
I think you have aquarium. You probably also have the bathtub. There's a couple options there if you want.
Bathtub's awkward
Yeah.
if you live with family members though. They have to use a bathroom.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I would say I probably just fill up a full tank to keep in my room.
Yeah,
Instead of like
kiddie
putting him in a
pool?
different room and risking like
sweet.
a kiddie pool.
And Silk
That'd be
is
a bit
probably,
trickier to explain.
Silk's on the bed with me.
Silk probably slept on the ceiling for a bit too.
Or on the ceiling. In a corner.
So you're all there. It's probably about the afternoon because I imagine that both Vern and John sleep in. I can't imagine them not.
I've probably
If
been
I'm
awake
wrong.
for like 6 hours before they're.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. Feel
Mhm.
free to.
I got beat up. I'm sleeping like a
Yeah.
log. I'm out.
I don't. Does Vern sleep in, or is she too hyper?
Oh,
For
she's
that.
up with the sun. She's outside.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that makes more sense.
She's awake when the sun's out.
So I'll say this. I think y'all get there just a little bit early. So
Mhm.
John, you've been woken up early and you're tired.
Hmm.
Who
Hey
would've-
guys.
Who would have woke him up? Would it? Have
It would
been
be
one of
me
us
because
calling?
we would have done games during the
Mhm.
winter, so I would know that Okay, 2 more minutes. Okay, another message. Okay, 2 more minutes. Okay, another message.
Yeah, and I think at one point Swim would be like, John,
Can you
John,
get
John,
up
John!
and turn that off?
John, there's a sound.
Ah, okay. Oh god.
Just
Yeah,
a big
so
fish tail just
so
smacks you.
Y'all go into the front entrance as described. There's that musty smell. There's old books everywhere strewn about. There is an organization, but only
knowledge.
the owner really knows the organization. One guy's sitting at the front.
Well, I have a picture of the business card, so I would have been like, "Hey, we're looking for this."
Okay. So at first he would have been like, "Oh, hey there, kid." Oh, okay. Kind of straightens up.
Business mode.
All right.
Gets all ready.
Kind of reaches under his desk, presses a button. A bunch of books go shifting.
I
There's-
knew
Oh,
those
hell
were
yeah.
for show. I knew they were just display books. I'm so irritated.
Okay, you kids should
But your
get going
cat's so
quick,
cute in the
quick,
background.
please.
I know.
It's best if nobody else comes in while those doors are open.
We're like secret
They're
agents right now, and
chilling.
you're mad the books were fake? Are you kidding me?
Books. They just
Oh.
glued them up against the wall.
That's your
They never
focus
put
here?
them again.
Oh no,
Okay,
they're
okay,
real
okay, okay.
books.
Oh wait,
They're real books.
I take them off. Oh,
Yeah,
thank God.
they're just on shelving units that slide back and forth, right?
Okay,
So they
What
all
was
real
your
books.
first thought, though? Like,
it's a good waste. It's a terrible waste of books.
So you all
Yeah,
go
I'll
in.
start.
This there's a couple of stairs down that you go down, but then an expansive lab is set up. You see a bunch of tables. There seems to be like alchemical experiments going on, research, like tons of research on different computers, info about the history of the town. You're seeing some documents that are referring to the creatures. And it's like pristine white. This is a like sterile type of location, basically.
lab.
Vern,
Look
it
at
is
the Men
very
in Black.
uncomfortable for you.
How
This
did
is-
they
Super
make
uncomfy.
this-
I want to get my grubby hands all over this place.
Yeah.
I'd probably let everybody go first, and then I'd wait for our creatures to go through. I'd like
Mhm.
Yeah.
wait until they're done, so they don't get locked outside with the dude who can't see them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And then after he closes the doors, be like, "That was so cool."
Whoa.
Okay. So you say that to the rest
Like
of your
a
party.
movie.
I'm just in
Um,
awe, but also confused because if it's so dusty in the actual bookstore, how do they keep this so sterile? Who's
So
cleaning
there's
this?
you guys went down a couple of stairwells to get all the way down.
Yeah, like
Okay,
while we were
perfect.
along
I
the
was
stairs,
like-
I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. It's not like a direct connection. So when Vern, when you try to put mud on the walls,
I don't actually try to put mud on the walls. I do take the book that's about the history of the town and start just copy pasting, like copying it word for word into
Okay.
my
You
notebook
take it in with
for
us?
my report.
That's so
Just
funny.
Yoink.
Yeah, so y'all enter, literally a minute goes by and Madison comes up and says, "Hey, okay, fantastic, you're all here."
We can get
Looks at Vern. Did you want to borrow that book?
No, I'm almost done, and continues writing quickly.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Thank you. It's been quite the investment, but we're really concerned about the Custodians and we really want to kind of get down to the meat of it all, Do you kids want to all follow me?
Sure.
So
long as we
she's
can
going to
leave
take
again,
you
yes.
down to kind of this board office area. Very long table that's probably about 10 feet long. Like it's fairly significant. There's chairs for you available to be set up.
a very long table that's about 10 feet
What are
long.
you doing?
Yeah, 10,
It's a very
long,
long
10 feet
table.
long.
It is quite long.
That is quite long.
I guess so.
So how much do you kids really know about everything right now?
I'll like lay
Not-
out the notes that we compiled yesterday and our books.
Mhm. Same.
Okay.
This
So-
on top of what we told you yesterday, this is just the details of it.
Okay, so those. So you
including
encountered.
the magic book. I put the magic book there too. I don't know if
Okay.
you can see it.
Yeah, she can.
Oh, okay.
She's got her glasses on, right? So she can see
Oh, right.
all that stuff
Cool.
right now.
okay.
You do know that when you walk down there, nobody else took note of the creatures, right? They thought it was weird that there was kids there, but that was it.
Yeah.
like-
Well,
Interesting.
it makes sense. She said it was only one pair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's looking through. Okay, so Custodians. Oh, was it squib that you encountered? Okay,
And there was
they're
like a
pretty common. I'm
big
glad
one?
you kids are okay though. kind of is looking through. Oh,
Big squib.
creatures are okay listed in here. That's fantastic. Okay. Kind of goes through. I will say your books aren't actively doing the only those that have put their bookmarks in their book that where the lace can actually track each other. It's not doing that right now because you're not really actively thinking about each other.
I probably
Mhm.
stored it in there during the night so it didn't get crumpled on my wrist.
Okay, well, I think I need to tell you kids more about the situation. And we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. Hopefully, we can get a cat fed so that there is not as much
Bless
meowing.
their heart. Asta is
so
just
hungry.
a chatterbox
So
this go around.
hungry. So
I
chat,
could mute,
They want
but
that
then as
filet-o
soon as
fish.
I unmute, it's gonna be like
I know. Chat will be back in about 5 minutes. So yeah, see y'all then.
BRB.
Okay. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Mel, why don't we role play a little bit about just the morning situation for y'all's characters of each of your animon.
I feel like Iris got up later than what she planned because she had a warm, fuzzy, just teddy bear of a cat laying on her.
Keep in mind these creatures are at around waist height for y'all, so they're not small. I mean they are, but yeah. Yeah,
like
I think
a dog and a
Asta kind of
cat.
does a big stretch out, hits their paws onto your face a little bit.
And that's how I wake up. I'm just like, I'm here.
Hi, Iris.
Hi, All-Star. What time is it? Oh my god, it's like I'm the closest one to this place, and I'm going to be the last one here.
Oh,
No, you're not. Don't
mean,
worry.
No,
It's fine.
it's not.
It's not?
For someone who came from my memories, we're in sync, right?
Right. In sync.
I
think you
highly
could use
debate
a bit
that.
of chilling out, though. I've seen
I
your
think
memories.
you can use a little less. And now we're both late. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll zoom in on Vern this morning after the sun's risen a little bit. Vern, how do you start your mornings usually?
Well, I started my morning. I woke up as the sun was, sunning, and I'm a little bit squished. Like my left hand is kind of trapped underneath this creature, this rock. It's not like I managed because it's a hammock, right? So I managed to like get it folded nicely so it's not painfully squished, but it is very difficult to move,
Wait, did you get Crunch into the hammock with you?
Yeah.
This is amazing. The
I'm
hammock's been on the
impressed.
ground all night.
Absolutely. Duh.
That's funny.
And I'm like, come on, get up, buddy. Come on, Crunch. Rise and shine, bud.
What?
Hey there. Good morning.
Hi, Vern. It sure
Good
is morning.
morning.
It is the morning.
It's a morning.
You excited? We're going to learn all about what you are today. I gotta say, I'd be a little weirded out if I was gonna suddenly learn all about what I am. Like, science class is just weird. But, like, the muscles and the bones and stuff, like, have you seen those? They're super weird, but it's so cool. Are you excited to learn about your muscles and bones and things and, like, where you're from? And I think it'll be super cool.
Does he have any?
I think I'm a Crunch.
Well, yeah, but what makes a crunch?
A
What's in
munch?
there? And I kind of, like, knock on him a little bit.
What's in a crunch?
A
Yeah,
munch.
it's
dairy,
like it's
cocoa beans,
it's
sugar.
me. I'm
Oh,
a
I'm not talking about
Crunch.
Crunch
I think this just keeps cyclically going, to be honest.
For sure. For sure.
John, I think we kind of went through it a little bit already in terms of.
Well, I think what would have happened there, honestly, is I have him in a pretty sizable tank because he is up to my waist. So he's got some size to him. I'm in a pretty big tank. And I guarantee what probably happened there is the morning rises. We're just kind of chilling. I'm out, obviously, until a splash of water wakes me up because he jumps out of the tank.
Make a what kind of check would this be? Definitely
Me being
needs to be a
splashed?
check. Well,
I know
no, I think for him getting out of
Wouldn't
the
it be
tank,
like
reflex?
reflex or agility?
You never gotten out of a pool before?
Yeah, but this is a tank with glass, and he's not a small creature.
Oh,
He's just gonna bust through
oh,
the
I see.
glass.
Well, that's what I'm
Would
thinking.
tip
Is
it
like I
over.
want to.
The top is open.
Yeah,
I
the
would
top
think
is
he would
open.
like.
He
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
but with
has to get-
balance, it might tip over.
I just am saying it's a new world. Everything's
Yeah.
different. I just want to see. It's not a high roll. Just got to get a 2.
His agility.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like if he
Yeah,
passes,
you're good. You're good. He gets over. It's fine.
he needs. I know he's a shark, but I just imagine dolphin noises getting up. Like that's his wake up noise.
Oh, he just does a front flip out of it. Like
Just
That's what I was thinking. Like he would just front flips
Thanks
out
to
and then
water
in that.
tension? Dang,
Yeah.
he's got strong legs.
well, no, it's his tail.
I mean, his skill
Okay.
is swimming. He
We're
thrives
gonna-
in water.
Are we good to just hop back over to the lab at this point with Madison?
Wait,
yeah.
Do you want to go over your morning thing? Okay.
how?
Well, you were late.
Hey, it's the whole reason we paused was so I could feed the cats
Yeah, that's fair.
and do work.
Okay.
Mon's in a cocoon from the ceiling as well.
Still.
No, silk can't produce silk quite yet.
That's
Oh
true.
right.
I've already told Thais.
So yeah, you wake up and Silk's right above you.
No.
Yeah, Phil hits, goes, drops right on top of you. Hi. Hi. Why'd you throw a pillow at me?
You know how I feel about spiders.
I'm.
But our baby.
Spider. Human.
I'm sorry. You also know I'm used to sleeping alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just it'd be nice to
I will get used to it. I am so sorry. That was
Okay.
rude.
please. Yeah, no more pillows, please.
Okay.
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 Okay. We
Promise.
hop back over to the lab.
Okay. It wasn't gonna take long.
I know.
I go gardening,
Madison.
work off some of that terror.
So
Oh wow, I
you
scared
kids
myself.
still don't know a lot about what's going on. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to our organization. We are the Custodians. That's what we've kind of coined ourselves as in this situation. Our responsibility is we've taken it upon ourselves to try to figure out what exactly the Chthonians are, how they're causing this trouble, how it seems like some people can and can't see them,
Continue. I'm just checking Fred. I can hear.
and these creatures that you have, I believe ethereals is what they're typically coined as. So a few years back, there started to be some major issues here in town and really across the globe where sudden things would happen without seemingly any good explanation. People would seem to explain things away like, oh, that rock slide, it was just a natural occurrence, even though there was like no rains that would have happened, or it's happened all across the globe. It's not necessarily unique to our little town of Juniper Bay here.
It's unique to our paper.
Yeah.
So is like every bad storm caused by these guys?
No, we don't think that either. But there seems to be a high correlation between when they come, bad things happen as well.
So what about like the really, really bad storms, like earthquakes and sinkholes and tsunamis and hurricanes and
It's one of those situations where, how do I explain it? So there's correlation and causation. We think that this is probably causal, but we're not sure. Essentially, though, not every catastrophe has them around, but every time they're around, there's going to be some sort of catastrophe
They
happening.
just make it more likely to happen.
It seems like it. We're not
So-
entirely sure.
They're wouldn't you say that they're like the source of bad luck? They're bad luck incarnate?
That's our leading hypothesis at the moment. We're not
I don't know
Sure,
if
yeah.
luck scientifically has anything to do with this.
So what we do
They're
know is
more or
that
less
these,
yokai.
yeah,
I would say so.
kind of.
That's the one from that game you're talking about. Like,
No,
Yeah,
yokai
yokai,
are
right?
mythical creatures.
Well, yokai are genuinely
Oh.
like a game
Yeah.
aside, like they're
There's
genuinely
actual-
like Japanese spirits.
yeah.
Yeah.
well, I know that, but Mana was trying to figure out where they heard
That's
it before.
fair.
Oh, from the game, right?
Or
Absolutely no yokai. Yokai are baller, but Mana knows like weird things through you talking about weird game at some point.
yeah.
or witches from Madoka Magica, if anybody's
So-
watched that.
Yes.
That's what I
we
imagine.
know that these creatures go by the name Chthonian, but they
Since
don't seem
you
to have an
made that
intelligence. It's more that I'll be getting to that, how we know that part. Just bear with
Mhm.
me as I go along. They come from a place that we've coined Reverie.
Reverie.
Reverie seems to be this realm that's outside of human perception. Well, almost any animal perception for that matter.
Mhm.
And we think that they come from there. Now, to know about Reverie, you also have to know this. This could be a bit weird, but we think that the multiple universe hypothesis is true now,
Mhm.
Oh,
based on our research.
okay.
Essentially, what we can tell is that these creatures, the Chthonians, they're coming from between our world and other worlds in this space that we're calling the Reverie.
So
So
Would
if
you-
this fist is
Mhm.
one world and this fist is another world,
it's a purgatory in between.
yeah,
So they're
Reverie is
from
something
the
in between.
stars? Like
Sorry?
outer space? So they're like from outer space, like the spot in between two planets?
Beyond.
It's
Beyond that.
think bigger than that, and then you have it.
Bigger?
Beyond what we know of space.
So
You know how like the universe has an end and then there's more universes? And we don't know what else there is? It's we don't know where else there is. That's there.
So, by the way, she's been going through slides this entire time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's been visual cues.
We got
kind
I'm a
of
Mana
visual
appreciate
learner. I
that.
appreciate
for this
that
one.
as
I
well.
don't know if anybody's done biology, but that like in biology, specifically with
Well,
nerves,
Mana
there's
has.
synapses that like have a region between.
it's
and
that
that's what
connection
she's kinda-
between.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of
Wax
using
on
that as a way
synapses.
to refer to it.
So that
Um,
synapse would be a pathway in between, and they're taking advantage
Exactly.
of
Well,
those
they
pathways.
belong in that space in between, and they're
Okay.
using that space. That's where they come from. They're
Yeah,
not from
they're
any
the
one
nutrients
world.
in between there.
Mm.
And Reverie is
So
the
you don't have a
place
home
between that they
planet?
travel.
Oh,
I asked Crunch.
they're Crunch is going to say, "Oh man." It's just so
Aw.
sad.
Press are
I think they're
No.
connected to us. This
And
is
Madison's
actually
going to go,
their
no. That's not. They're kind of different from Chthonians. Your creatures aren't Chthonians.
but they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
They just don't come from that void in between.
So
Well, just because deer walk a deer trail
This is
and
where the
humans
next
walk a deer
point
trail doesn't mean we're
really-
both deer, right?
this is where the
Fair.
next point really becomes important. So Chthonians seem to feed on emotion. We know that they feed on strong emotion, which is why we suspect that they're causing these problems because it generates that emotion for them.
Oh.
That would make the most
It all
sense
fits
in
that.
our view.
Oh, did Vern explain to us what they learned from the creature last night?
You all, yeah.
Okay, so when we were
We
doing
had
the
that
notes, they-
debrief during lunch
Okay,
dinner. Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was something that.
Yeah, I'm not keeping secrets from you
Conveyed.
guys.
Well, it's just
So
whether or not you'd remember that we weren't
Like,
there.
oh yeah.
there's a phenomenon amongst people where you're able to see these creatures, and we refer to all of you all as empaths, individuals that seem to be able to draw this, able to view this, and there are different sort of levels to this.
Empaths like those like magic crystal woo people. the
We
magic
mean
stick?
it into like we
But, like,
kind
the
of took
same
inspiration from
language?
empathic, which is like feeling what other person's feelings are.
Oh, like Athos.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Empathos
So
and all that.
Bless
Uh,
you, John.
Empathos?
Athos, Pathos, and Logos.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
essentially, there tends to be different variations, but most of the time, most empaths, they're only able to see kind of shadowy figures, not even what
Mm-hmm.
you all can see. It's not that clear. It's literally like mist almost in nature, if that.
So wouldn't that also, in theory, explain mediums and psychics? They're merely sensing the emotion that's manifesting.
I mean, there are scam artists out there, but I'm sure that's a possibility as well. I'm sure there's both.
So how did they
Keep
make your
writing.
glasses? I mean, if somebody couldn't see them and they made the glasses to be able to see them, like how did
That's
this
a
get started?
Yeah,
so
you said we
you're
weren't the
not
first people
the
that
first
in.
empaths to manifest ethereals. We had one
Wait,
other
we
before.
manifested them?
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
essentially,
lots of questions.
all both ethereals and Chthonians are categorized under what we call ego thralls. Just a term that we kind of coined for them. Essentially, it seems an ego thrall in general is a very malleable state, is what we think. This is all very theoretical. We haven't observed this at all, but we suspect what happens is that when a ego thrall, this core thing, comes into contact with a strong enough emotion, and depending on the emotion, it'll either manifest as a Chthonian, which is the majority of the time, or as an ethereal, which is what it seems all of you
Poor
have
thing.
had.
Like the egg thing that we met them as initially?
Yeah, they
That
start
I had to
as
sketch for.
yeah, they start
Oh,
as
okay.
these kind of orb.
So
Yeah.
they could have turned into the
They could have been
Mm.
Chthonians
if they didn't connect with
hypothetically.
us.
We're keep in mind this is all hypothetical.
Okay.
We're not quite sure if that's
Of
how it
course.
works.
That's science. Hypothetical testing thesis.
So in terms of that, since we already had met an empath before of your caliber, we were capable of kind of having discussions with them and eventually figuring out that and it goes into jargon about metaphysics, chemistry, biology.
Chemistry and
Yeah.
biology I can keep up with.
It's mostly physics.
They lose me at those points.
It's just blabber nonsense. If you want to make a logic check, it's like a 3+ logic.
Oof. Okay. Two Tired's freezer completely froze.
Uh-oh. You're kidding. Okay. Yeah, you understand it. Basically, what they've done is they've figured out that there is a certain spectrum of light that is capable of hitting them that the eye cannot typically perceive.
Now you're talking
However,
my language in
they-
astronomy, but Mana doesn't
They
understand.
were able to basically create artificial imagery from that. It's not
Okay.
so you now
And it's
know
a spectrum that other creatures on Earth don't seem to be able to reference.
is
Because birds would be able to see ultraviolet if it was.
this is
ultraviolet.
like radio wave level. Like it's far outside of the visible light spectrum.
Okay.
So it's very atypical. Yep. Oh, technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna just double check, see what's happening.
I'm not sure
Okay,
if
so-
creatures are bored or are they wandering around and looking at what the other scientists are doing.
I think most of them. I think Silk's probably not too bored by it. I think Silk might be a
Yeah.
bit interested.
Silk's on the ceiling though. If
I
like,
think
that's a clear
Crunch
path.
is just there
I like to think me and Crunch are playing rock, paper, scissors, and he plays rock every single time.
single time. Well, it's one of those things where he puts out his stub, and so it's always going to be rock.
Oh, yeah.
Our computer
sure.
restarted itself.
Vern keeps playing
Oh,
scissors
no.
anyway, though.
Sweet.
So yeah,
She'll be back un momento.
yeah, no worries. We'll keep going, and we'll fill in where we need to for Too Tired.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking notes this time.
I was gonna ask, do we need to take notes or
I got.
I do have additional notes that I can give to y'all.
I've been taking a
because if you probably have the notes written out already.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm not gonna hurt my hand more.
So yeah, she says, so yeah, they manifest from this emotional energy, it seems. And sorry, I'm gonna make sure that I have Too Tired's thing up on
Can
screen.
see and hear you.
You may
Yeah,
have to.
it seemed to be just on your end. You were still moving.
Okay.
You were a little bit more glitchy, but
Yeah.
So they seem to manifest and feed off of emotions, and we think that empaths may have particularly unique or strong emotions, which helps create the ethereals.
Hmm.
oh,
We haven't done enough. This is the first time we've had 4 ethereals that we know of manifest at the same time in the same location.
Hmm.
So
How
how
long
many
ago
other
was the-
ethereals are in the world?
yeah, was the last encounter.
When you ask about how many ethereals there are, Vern, she'll say, we actually don't know for sure. We know of the one that used to be with us.
Used to be. What
Yeah.
happened
Where
to
are
them?
they now?
Can they pass? Because they could definitely be hurt.
They
Mhm.
decided to leave the organization. We don't
Oh.
actually know where they are right now.
Oh. What did they
Wait.
look like?
Voluntary.
So you're an
Um,
organization all about them? Did they like join a different one that's researching them or something?
Well, we're not
did you hurt
researching
it?
empaths specifically. We're researching the Chthonians.
Mhm.
But
Sorry, it was a Chthonian that was here and left, or an empath that was here?
it
and
was an
left?
empath that was here and left.
And he
Empath
wasn't the
with-
giant dude I'd made a sketch of.
No, I don't recognize them.
Okay.
So
Iris, I don't think they can divulge personal information.
it'd be a
Um,
bit
Fair
against their
enough.
protocol.
Yeah.
Figured I'd ask.
I think it'll be a little obvious.
Out of curiosity,
Mhm.
how, in your best guess, about how old would they be now?
That's private information.
Yeah, I think she's kind
Would
of
they be
trying.
would they be older?
Can
It's
we
against
get like a
trying to figure out-
generation?
She's trying to figure out how much she can actually tell you or not.
Okay, does there
um,
seem to be
'Cause
an
my immediate
average age that this?
My immediate thought goes to our
Happens.
dream of that old man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's I just asked about the person, and I did a little doodle of him in the
Oh,
notes.
I
That's why
gotcha.
asked about it,
Okay, I
because
missed
she didn't
that. My bad.
recognize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when you show her that, there's definitely like concern in terms of like that is a featureless person, and that is very weird. But
And
there's
he's like twice the size
yeah.
of us.
What she
He's a
will
big
say
dude.
is, I can't divulge too much. It would be like me telling a total stranger that also has your capabilities about who you are. It's something I need to be very
Yeah,
careful
Cautious.
with.
integrity
fair.
and safety.
Um,
We respect that. That's you appreciate that.
Can you tell us why they left?
That would also be private.
Yeah.
Vern.
Well, I mean,
We would have to talk to the individual if we can find them ourselves, but unfortunately, this is the way that it works in scientific things.
that's dumb.
I mean,
It's dumb until it's about you.
So there's
I-
one other
Yes.
person who knows what's
Mhm.
going on, and we can't
So-
talk to
There's,
them to
there's
get
more.
their
There's going to
account?
be more than one, Vern.
You know what? She clocks you and says, to be fair, that's kind of like me just going and telling your parents about everything.
And they wouldn't believe you.
I mean, I have the glasses.
Ooh, is that a
Ooh,
threat?
glasses.
Vern, anybody can
That
wear
is actually a
glasses.
valid.
Let's not make enemies
Threat.
here.
Look, let's not.
It's
let's
okay.
not.
I don't think they get it.
I'm
Mads, it's
sorry.
okay.
I got pulled into an argument that is childish. My bad.
We're also
Um,
children, so
yeah.
I
No,
mean, par for the
I-
course.
Wrong with
I
being
forget.
I'm
childish.
16. Thank you very much.
I forget.
And
I
where's your
apologize.
car? Where's your license, sir?
Mine's outside.
We're here about
Um,
the ethereals. Focus.
Anyways, does there seem to be a certain like time in life or age that this happens with?
We think it's typically when people are younger.
So we might have had a connection with them for a while and just haven't had.
Yeah,
It
we're not
comes to
sure.
fruition.
Getting cross paths.
We don't really know. It's all kind of up in the air.
Hypothetical, right?
Well, the empath. Let's keep in mind
Hypothesis.
we haven't done as much research on empaths than we have on the Chthonians.
You also haven't
Like,
had as
It's
many.
it's interesting. Don't get me wrong, but you're not the priority, so to speak.
I feel offended.
Not to sound insensitive.
We're not the ones causing storms and destruction, endangering people who can't even see us.
But we are one of the few that
Um,
can actually stop it.
With that being said, I think there's also one important information to these creatures. They all seem to have stages of some kind, like power levels.
In a video
Like
game.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
Iris, for some reason I can't see you. Like I know you're still on stream, but I can't see
Yeah.
or hear you right now.
Really?
So if the rest of the
see and hear
group
fine.
can, that's great. I'm just
We're
letting
good.
you know that I can't. It's just probably mine being a bit glitchy. Usually it does
That's
come
odd.
back, so that's why I'm kind of like annoyed
I
right
think
now.
it's just being a bit glitchy because I can see her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's
I'm
like
still on
those
stream.
purse monster things that change form.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload really quick and see if it fixes it for me.
Reload.
Gotta love these.
That did it. Okay,
glitches.
Oh, me,
I
I'm
can
trying
see
to
into
find
it.
an
Okay.
in-world
Hey.
versus Pokemon.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't hear
I'm
it.
muted.
Wait, what's going on?
What? Oh, okay.
Give me a second. I'm fixing it. Okay, there we go.
You cannot silence me.
I
I'm only in the other room.
That was important for-
refuse to be silenced.
Kibbies. I know. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, there's stages. The stage that your creatures are in, I think, are probably a resonance stage. They seem pretty strong, and they're not small. They're not small compared to what an impression stage would look like.
Well, aside from when they were in their orbs, this is the first form that they've really introduced to us.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
actually looks curious
Went right from
about
the
that.
eggs to this.
Really, you? Oh wow, that's very interesting that they just manifested at this stage.
Interesting.
Well,
so would
they
they
went
be
from the egg
stage
form
or-
in the dream
Smaller.
world, and then they came into this form.
Yeah, I mean there is a core form, but that's
Mhm.
even before the impression.
Oh,
So the impression would be a smaller form, I would assume. More
Yeah.
compact. So they have baby versions.
try
do it, Silk. Do it.
try just taking a moment to think. If you can remember or recall the emotion that you had when these creatures showed up, try to dampen that emotion or try to like bring it back in a smaller state of being.
I look at Silk and say, "Would you like to try this?"
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Hey Beatrice, you can calm down.
Oh, bless it.
She doing a number
Oh,
two?
no.
Yeah, she's just going to town on the
Going,
litter box at the
yes.
moment.
He digs. Hi.
Oh,
Okay,
Floofy.
So
Okay.
you're doing that with Silk?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be asking Silk like permission for anything.
Yeah.
That
As you do so, you kind of see that Silk actually does start to shrink, and there's these kind of fabric-y type ribbony pieces that start forming around. You see Silk's very small cocooned form. It's basically all silking. It has a little wolf tail that's popping out from the back.
Oh.
It stands on 4 silky ribbons that come from its silk body, and then you see the 4 eyes.
Oh, baby, are you okay?
Oh my goodness.
And,
And-
black ribbons and purple eyes.
Oh,
I don't know
Kinda
if they
hard
can
to
do that.
It's
I
gonna be
can
hard to
see it a little bit.
Yeah.
I love it.
And Silk goes, "Oh, I'm really tiny now."
Oh,
I'm so small.
yes, you are. Do you feel much different?
It's like below knee height. With Silk now.
Baloney.
Below
That's
knee
very
height.
specific.
Height of baloney.
Just a bunch of baloney heights.
Like
So Silk kind of crawls up,
Squishmallow height.
maybe even a bit smaller than that.
Well, yeah,
But
a smaller Squishmallow. Baloney Squishmallow.
Silk, if you let them, will crawl up and kind of go on your shoulder.
I'll reach my hands down and be like, "Do you want?"
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
So,
Do you feel
and
much different?
I feel smaller
I feel
and
small.
not as strong,
I feel
Oh.
small.
but that's okay.
Okay. As long as you're okay with it.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Madison's gonna look at you all and say, "This is something I think you all can technically do."
Ostar, do you wish to be small?
Oh, I mean, anything Silk can do, I can do. So, yeah.
It's not a competition.
Oh,
But do
right.
you want to be small?
And Silk says, "But I did it
I
first,
mean-
so I'm the original."
Oh.
Ooh.
Ignore them.
Silk's
Ignore
also
them.
stubborn, so sometimes I'll pop in like that.
Yeah. I think after that, it's like I could be smaller.
As long as you want to, and
I want
I'm
to.
gonna try to like think, because I think my core emotion was fear. So what's the smaller version of fear?
Angst,
Surprise?
anxiety.
Angst.
Anxiety.
I'm sorry, it's the teenagers. It's always there for the GM.
I will
to do,
say,
I
and a
guess.
little
Yeah.
side note, I feel like Swim would be like, "Too late, I'm going first," and he would just
No,
start to
no,
shrink.
no.
He's just already doing it.
Yeah, I think they're like in a race at this point.
Silk's
Um,
just
You
standing there
guys so
proud, like,
excited to be small.
So, Swim is like, all right, and kind of twists around as water
Mhm.
kind of forms around into a small little shark ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Asta is like, no. And a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
gonna be
of
like
burst of
twins. They're always
flame.
gonna be arguing who is born first.
Oh yeah, a bit of flame, a bit of ashes, and then you basically see this small, dark, ashy
Do we
ball.
get steam between them?
Like a little
yeah.
See
Well-
YouTube, aren't they all so cute?
And basically Asta goes, "See, look how small I am," and just shakes off all the ash until
Just-
we get the orange fur again.
That's so
It's-
It just it sticks around here.
just
Yeah.
like I'm like, how small are they? Are they just like puffball size? Just
Oh,
I think they're
they're
about the size of our head.
yeah, probably around that size, maybe a bit bigger than head size.
and just perfectly round.
Crunch is
Glasses.
like,
Crunch does a very slow, gravelly, like rock grinding against rock. Okay. And slowly shrinks down.
I would laugh if he was the same weight.
I
but he's
imagine that
smaller,
there's kind of
just
some
dense.
crumbling that kind of happens as this is all going on.
For sure.
Does he leave
Quick
little like
question.
rock bits around like
you
an egg?
feel free to
Aw.
say no, but I thought this would be really funny. I imagine that Crunch is actually the smallest when in this form, at about the size of your hand.
I had the same idea.
Okay,
He becomes like pet rock
Hand
size.
she's a literal pet rock.
Now you can throw Crunch.
Yeah, there. So y'all are getting, you all are already getting the hang of it, as Madison kind of says, and all of your all of them just have high pitched voices of what they were before, right? Like, except for like Crunches, It's just like, hi.
It's
Just
just
the same tone.
Like, I
It
want
gets
to
deeper
put
for
like
no
the,
reason.
the
just slightly
chipmunk
small.
filter on that voice.
I think he's just like a softer version of the same. Hi.
Yeah, well, I don't think the graveliness is there now, too, either, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's just smaller, so you can't hear it.
It just sounds like a turtle. Just
Oh no! No!
Turkey.
Why'd you have to do that, Sharky? Oh god.
No turtles in this campaign right now.
As woman, I was just like high pitched and squeaky, like, oh yeah, oh I lick a butt.
Austin would be
So,
so
At this
cute.
point, she clicks to the last slide and it just says the end. On it.
Is that for
Then.
the end of the world?
No. It's the end of my presentation. Sorry, I had to whip this up in like 24 hours. It's really.
So you
quick for
just
me to
didn't
do.
have this on
made
tap
this for us.
for
It's not every day that I meet empaths with their.
We
So
could
you
have
ethereals.
really
like
do use
tomorrow.
PowerPoint in the real world?
Yeah, PowerPoint
Yes,
is
Vern.
great.
It's not just for schools.
I really thought it was just for school. I really thought my teacher was
No.
lying to me.
Also,
Make
Excel.
them for
Yeah,
fun,
Excel's
right?
great.
All these
Oh, I
things.
love Excel.
Oh, I know, right?
Great for charting like a bunch of the finances for a couple of my businesses. I love it.
That
You
no, is
lost
fun,
me at
but
finances.
Um,
It's not fun anymore.
Vern says that's dumb again.
so the next question to y'all really is, now that I've told you about this, and no pressure, but we think that the Chthonians are causing the world to actually create rifts that is connecting the two and causing even more problems.
that kind of sentence always follows a don't no pressure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Proceeds to give us all the pressure.
it feels awkward because I know how young you all are.
We
But-
were wondering if this is something that because we have our connection with
Mhm.
them that might end up happening more around us because of it.
We're a prime target.
It's very
So-
possible.
If it's a possibility, we'd rather err on the side of safety and making
Okay.
sure that we are prepared to handle
Well,
this.
um,
At least as far as we talked last night. Has anybody changed their opinion on that?
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
would
Being here
you
would be the best resource for assistance.
all be interested then in being honorary custodians? Wouldn't be a full position.
Well, I was
And
aiming to be a
there-
botanist.
There's perks. There's perks. It's just this would be formalities to kind of make sure government funding and papers and business related things
You
are
can
all in
hire
order.
children.
Are there?
Well, I mean, I suppose.
We
I've
can.
never really gotten along with custodians that well, to be honest.
Well, you're not actually a
Mm.
custodian. Like
I don't think
you're
you
not a
actually have to be
custodian in
clean,
that
Vern.
it's just a title.
Could I be a librarian?
Sure, they're similar. So yeah.
That works.
However
Certainty
you
of
wanna-
death. Well, here's a success. What are we
How
waiting
do
for?
the hours
Well,
work? Are they specific
me-
hours or flexible? Because I
It
do
is
have a
just
job already.
asking. We'll provide you with as much help as we can. It's just asking you to go and check in on these rifts sometimes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Your ethereals will be the most capable of handling this. Chthonians, we don't actually have any tools to really handle them.
You
Right
can see,
now-
not touch.
Yeah, we're still reaching. In fact,
Hmm.
if
Actually,
you're
can
all
you
willing to observing.
What you can see?
Hmm?
Can you feel what you can see? Do you mind silk? See if she can actually like feel silk.
Yeah, that is
No,
a good question.
Nothing.
They are so soft.
I
Aw.
believe you.
Oh,
It's like you just
Um,
have to.
Yeah. If you could, and of course, if you're missing classes for any reason, or if there's any responsibilities you have at home, we can help make sure that there are explanations for this. And of course, we can make sure that there's funding towards future schooling for all of you as well.
I'm sold.
How about an essay on the history
Okay.
of the town?
Okay.
No, you have to do your own schoolwork, kiddos.
I'll
You
do-
have
the
to do
most
your own
part.
schoolwork.
Worth a try.
In your own words, Vern.
No, we can provide tutors to help out.
Can the tutor just clean
No.
this up a bit for me? I mean, you're custodians,
That's not
right?
what a tutor is. That's not what a tutor does.
No.
Oh.
You have so much
I
help.
personally
mean, if
heard
we're
what you
gonna be
said
s-
after that.
I mean, if we're gonna be saving multiple universes, I feel like the least you could do is, save us from a little bit of homework.
Well, saving's a strong
Mm.
stretch. We're just asking to have some help with research.
And I'm just asking to have some help with research too.
Yes, that's what we're offering you. Are we on the same page?
I think
I don't
you're on
know
the
if we're
same
on-
page, Vern.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are reading the same book.
I wish Iris
There.
they're not, but we need to make sure that Vern's on the same page
And
at least.
suddenly, alarm, like a siren goes off. Red lights start going, and that's where we're gonna end this session.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh no,
If-
Mayday.
Thank you for joining us on our adventure. Our cast includes Iris, brought to life by the talented Too Tired to Cosplay, John, portrayed by the incredible Sharky Tack, Mana, animated by the creative visual Siren, and Vern, voiced by the amazing Palm Tree Tries, and of course, guiding the story as your GM, it's me, Teus Flips. The adventure may pause here, but the realms between are ever shifting. Stay with us as we uncover what lies beyond in the next episode of Reverie.